Welcome to this week's episode of Humans in 5. This week I'm on my own, and it's my turn to delve into the world of academic jobs. A few weeks ago, Sarah Louise talked about being a sessional lecturer and the challenges involved in her position. This time, I'll be talking about tenure. I graduated with my PhD from the University of Cambridge in 2017. My first job after completing my PhD was a postdoctoral research position at the University of Toronto. After a period of unemployment and sending in a healthy number of applications, I got a tenure-track assistant professorship at the University of Toronto. So, what is a tenure-track position? As Sarah Louise noted a few weeks ago, tenure means that a professor has obtained a permanent position within an institution. Tenure-track means you're eligible for this position of tenure. Tenure began as a way of giving professors some job security so that they could engage in academic freedom. Professors would be protected from losing their jobs for teaching or researching topics that could potentially go against the institutional or ideological grain. Over time, tenure has come to be seen as a way to also reward professors for demonstrating teaching and research excellence and recognizing their contributions to their field of study. Now, how do professors actually achieve tenure? Typically, assistant professors like myself are hired on temporary contracts about 5 to 6 years in length. In that time window, we teach courses, conduct research, mentor students, and participate in our field more broadly. When it's time to be evaluated for tenure, we prepare packages that speak to all the work we've done to prove ourselves since we were hired. This all sounds fairly straightforward in principle, and the idea of job security for the length of your career sounds fantastic. That being said, among pre-tenure faculty, there are often some shared concerns about the process of getting tenure that can arise along the way. For example, our teaching work is often evaluated through things like in-class visits, but also course evaluations, where students submit anonymous feedback about their courses, including information on a professor's performance. In order to get good scores, some professors try so hard to make sure that students are happy with a course that they will work through the night and through all their weekends to design the perfect course. Or they may avoid including new information or undertaking creative teaching approaches so they aren't seen as rocking the boat. Even if a course runs well, implicit biases on the part of students can impact these evaluations. One study found that even if students completed identical courses, women and people of color would receive lower evaluation rankings than white men. In terms of research, pre-tenure folks also fall quickly into the publish or perish trap. The pressure to publish high-caliber research is huge, as is the pressure to win major research grants and take on loads of students to train that next cohort of researchers. But at many institutions, the amount of work expected for tenure can be quite vague. Some institutions have set numbers of publications that need to be achieved each year, while others have abstract expectations that create confusion and worry for junior faculty. Some feel like they're never doing enough research and note feelings of anxiety and imposter syndrome as they try and push through huge volumes of work to prove that they're worthy of that rare tenure gem. This is crystallized now as many research projects have been put on hold due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Many worry that even if this is taken into account at tenure, they may not be able to make up for the research time lost this past year. Finally, when you do submit your tenure portfolio, it's evaluated partially by colleagues in your department. So, many junior academics feel like they have to do extra service work to demonstrate their collegiality. People often note that they feel like they have to say yes to everything they're asked to participate in for fear of a no answer looking like they're not a team player. This feeling is often exaggerated for women and people of color who may be asked to engage in extra equity building work. It can be hard to say no to these kinds of initiatives since they can be important in bringing around long-term change, but it can also be very hard to manage this additional service alongside teaching and research to a high caliber. I am so grateful for the position that I have and appreciate how uncommon it is to even have the chance of tenure. But I do often worry that even if I worked 24/7 and cut out all social, family, and personal commitments, I still may not be able to do all of the additional teaching, research, and service work I feel I need to do in order to be tenurable. I'll keep my nose to that grindstone, but I also know I need to work on feeling less guilty when I do stop to enjoy a meal or go for a walk. So here's to all those people out there working towards that sweet goal of tenure. Hopefully I've given some context for what pre-tenure profs get up to, and I'll see you next time on Humans in 5. Don't forget to subscribe!